Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Divine Honey Podcast. I'm your host, your friend, your daily inspiration, Tamika Johnson. And if this is your first time tuning in, this show is about human experiences. This show, excuse me, this show also includes thought provoking conversations and, most importantly, our Divine Honey guests. They come on each week and they share everything about love, life, journey, and purpose. So if you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, you feel inspired, please leave a comment or a question. We'll love to hear from each and every one of you. Also, you guys subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification button because you don't want to miss any episodes of Divine Honey or even any of the other videos on this channel. You can also listen to this episode after each live streaming on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Those links will also be in the About Me section. So please don't forget to listen and like me on Apple Podcasts. But today I would like to welcome our Divine Honey guest, one of many. He is an unorthodox rap artist whose music and less work lifestyle movement is set to control the narrative of the local rap artists, how they're viewed and acknowledged in Madison, Wisconsin. He will also be sharing with us how he's created an avenue for himself and created solution-based company alongside his business partner. So we're so happy to have him here. He is dope. I enjoyed talking to him last week. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Definitely enjoyed our brief conversation, just like a starter last week, and it definitely set the tone for this interview today. So we more than prepared.
More than prepared. So let's just get to it. I want to know, like, just for everyone that's watching, how did you begin your journey as an artist? Because that's important of how you began.
So originally I'm from Peoria, Illinois. Family is super huge. We got a lot of male perspective in our family. A lot of them played around in music, rapping, instruments, or just playing it around the house. So we would always naturally like freestyle. Songs would come on, radio, TV, and we'll just rap over the beat. We'll rap over the lyrics. You know what I mean? Just built this culture of just putting words together. I knew I wanted to rap when I was like 9 years old, though. So it was a family tradition to just kick what you had. You know what I mean? Like me, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles. We all was like, some way in tune with doing music. So it came natural for me, honestly.
Nice. So how did you move into the less work lifestyle? And they break that down to everybody, what that's broken down and what is offered in that and what your movement is.
So LessWork is, like I always say, it's not a necessity brand. We didn't do this because it was just something to do. We did this for survival. Right now I reside in a place called Madison, Wisconsin, and as far as being black, doing hip hop, looking for venues, space, opportunities. I mean, it's organizations, it's people that they get it, they want to open their doors and extend their platform. But for the most part, it's a closed society. It's like we don't really have somewhere we can just go and be ourselves without putting on to make it feel like we got to be accepted. So what LessWork wanted to do was more so treat the industry like we'll treat this like a substitute to the music industry and entertainment. So in a nutshell, LessWork, we took the word, which is a negative word, doing less work. People think you're lazy. But it's an acronym. It means less emphasize self-service with optimistic resourceful knowledge. So with us taking on this survival mode approach, we knew we would have to be like strategic in how we would survive. We like to do music, but if you look at the music industry, the music is more so free than it is with a fee. So you would have to balance out like how can we really like do music from our heart but still pay the bills at the end of the day, right? So what we came up with was just turning our talents into a service. So LessWork became a service to ourselves as local artists and to other local artists. If you are aspiring artists, or if you talk to any other or most aspiring artists, they dream or their end goal is to get a record deal, and it's around some guidelines of financial security, right? And with that, it comes like endorsement deals. You get access and exposure to different lifestyles, to different relationships and different partnerships. I went to Globe University and I studied music business and marketing. And I had a natural interest in music, not so much the business, but it brought it full circle to me. So I would know like, okay, I do want to have success in music, but I know I have to put products and services around me to sustain my lifestyle. So less work just became like the solution to a lot of things. I think any business over time will adapt. It will change, but like your morals, your mission, that won't change. But less work was just like it is a resource to local artists that rap, but we just don't rap. We also are a resource to the community because, for one, again, the financial part in the music industry is slow. If you're not like streaming or a touring artist, but if you can turn your talents of video editing or voice recording or songwriting, you can turn that into a service. There's local businesses that can pay you right now, where you don't have to wait till you get a record deal to partner with, to build a relationship with, and we just emphasize that part, the self-service part, not waiting. So that's what less work is in a nutshell.
Yeah, and within that, you said providing services. So you have a production house.
Yeah, I can go into it if you want to.
Just a little bit
But
about that, like just a little of what you've been able to accomplish yourself.
so with the production house, it's actually a long-term goal. It's like
Mhm.
our end goal to run a 24-hour subscription-based production house with a strict focus on local artists that rap because of the solutions we will offer. Currently, we do have access to a recording studio, a photography studio, and screen printing solutions. But it's not under subscription. These are all individual entities providing these solutions under one roof. But the goal is to unite them all as one. So most artists or businesses can utilize our products or services like a phone bill or like a Planet Fitness membership, where you utilize it all throughout the month, but you pay for it every 30 days. Because that's how consumers, myself, everybody is used and comfortable spending money today. Nobody want hand over fist every time they get their problem solved. Most
Mhm.
times people just want to like enjoy the benefit of a 7 day enjoy for 7 day free trial and then pay, or and then sign up 30 days and then pay. So that's what we moving towards. But right now, everything is just individual entities under
Mhm.
the roof of 1444, offering, like I said, recording services. Because for one, look, I think this is the meat and potatoes of what we do in music. Is basically creating a network of artists to then leverage our network to partner with entities that operate within the music and entertainment industry. So if I have 30 artists coming under my roof to record their songs every week, right? I got 30 artists
Mhm.
at minimum. I'm valuable to a company that need artists to put music on TV and film. I'm valuable to companies that would rather coach an artist to lead them through their career. So we got these companies that provide that service right here in Madison. So we didn't reinvent the wheel. We just created another business under businesses that was already operating. But these were the loopholes or the potholes that they were missing or avoiding. So we just trying to cover all and then create a collaborative approach. Um, as an artist, again, I understand the pain points. I can't pay you $40, $50 every time I need to record per hour. I can't pay my videographer $600 for my top flight video, which I know is top flight. I just can't afford to fork those dollars every time. But what I can do is break down my leverage book and show you what I could do for you in return of giving me a different price, or just, giving me a Netflix deal. Charge me every 30 days. Don't charge me for what you do along the way. And eventually this will become the way. We not just saying it, we doing it today. Like my whole project was done on this motto. you
Mhm.
know. Shout out my producer. I got one producer on this whole project. We the way.
Yeah.
9 got hits. And he produced every song from 1 to 10. I got one engineer, Marcus Porter, our house studio. One engineer. He basically touched every record, made sure everything sounded like this, sounded like that. But it's like, see, I had this in-house everything mantra. I had this
Mhm.
we the way perspective, right? It's like, look, this how we gonna do it. So Nine sent me like 30 beats, no charge. You know, 30 beats, no charge. That's unheard of in today's industry. Um, you feel me? And as far as Marcus Porter, like I said, like we got a special, we would say, relationship where we both just understand where we both trying to go. And I gave both of those artists, because they artists in their own right, I gave both of those artists writer credit on my solo project, because again, that's the way. That's where it's going. If you send me 30 beats, no charge up front, at the least I could do is put you in my intellectual property when the world can enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So when I get paid, you get paid way more than what you would have charged me with the success of this product, of everybody pushing it, you know, everybody making sure your friends, everybody got their best. This product got everybody best interest because everybody's name is attached to it, not just the solo artist that you hear, right? And that's what we think the way is. That's what we're going towards, because there's so many hands that touch a solo record, but don't nobody really like make it cool to highlight the fact that like everybody get it. Everybody get the trophy. Everybody get the award. Everybody get to highlight themselves as, man, we just released a project today, you know? Um, and I ain't saying nobody else did it, but I'm just saying it's not the cool thing to do right now. You know, everybody want to be the man. You know, don't nobody want to share the light along the way. And we here just to reverse all that.
So that was the concept for We the Way. So what are the songs on the mixtape that are your favorite on We the Way?
And I would say I'm gonna agree with my daughters because they like this one record called Tug of War. And I like it too. You know, it's about basically, without saying too much, it's about having one foot in and one foot out, right? Where you want to go this way, but something pulling you to go back this way. So you got a tug of war with your life. You know what I mean? And it's just more like the theme song of how to overcome. You know, it's like put this on when you're dealing with that dilemma of letting something go, but it may be beneficial in good or bad ways. But like, you know, let me share my story to help you get through yours, you know, and it's just a tug of war. You know, I would say tug of war. Um, I would also say A Long Way from Home, because I'm not that far away from Illinois, being in Wisconsin, but I'm far from home, you know, and I'm in a territorial space of hip hop and music, and I have to show and prove that I belong, you know, somewhere that's not my home. But the space of hip hop, the space of music, that's me, you know. I'm a fit right in. So Long Way from Home is just allowing people to understand like what I sound like, what I look like, what I represent is something from where I reside, but where I reside is still being represented because this is where everything started. This is the launch pad. This is where the We the Way was released, and it go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So I would say Tug of War, um, of course, Long Way from Home, and if I had to just throw one more in there, it'd be one of them things, because that's like a fan favorite right now. My whole internal team, everybody love that record. You know what I mean? One of them things. It's one of the ones you put on in the car, in the club, with your guys, with your girl, with your whoever, with your kids. See, the special thing about this project too is with this project, the songs that's on the internet is all the clean versions, right? Because I listen to music in the car with my kids. You know, other people listen to music in the car with their kids. So if you're on YouTube, Spotify, listening to We the Way, or you know my music, it's gonna be the clean version from We the Way on after. It'll be all clean versions, because I was just thinking about it. Like in the past, I didn't put music out on the internet. I would make CDs up, send it directly to people email. I wanted to collect all my coins, no third party access, getting none of these coins, right? But what it did was it limited my growth and letting other people enjoy my story. You know, I had to physically travel. I have to go to New York. I have to go to Atlanta with these CDs. But putting this project out on the internet allowed me to, you know, tap into them people right here in my office in Wisconsin. So it's like local is the new global, because solutions like the internet, we can tap in immediately without really like moving ourselves from our geographical area. So I just happen to do music, but in business in general is just it's a good thing when you like tuning in with like your how, your why, you know, what you doing, you know, and I just stay excited.
Yeah, I did see also on now everybody I do, and I have it in the description. there's a lot of ways to get to you. You offer so much, you have so much content. So all that's there. But for We the Way, I did see that you were doing some type of documentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like this. You did your research. Look at you. Yeah.
I've
Um,
been stalking you.
you know what I'm saying? That's love though. I hope you found it entertaining. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because we building. But what I will say is this. From my experience of doing live shows as a local artist, man, and got high ambitions, you just got to deal with the learning curve of people don't know your music. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like when you up there on that stage, you could be lit. This could be your favorite song. You like performing, all that. But if ain't nobody in that crowd rapping it back, there's a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a disconnect. And my documentary is to, fill that void of the disconnect that I've experienced as an artist. I can't speak for everybody, but I just know when the music turned off, people don't have a choice but to listen to what's being said. So the
Hmm.
documentary is like no music involved unless it's in a studio or a background. But like up close and personal, it's the conversation, it's the story, it's the vision, it's the plan, it's the team, it's where we at. It's all that in one where people can get excited to go press play on We the Way now. You know what I mean? Because me as an artist, a black face, beard, got your own brand. I'm just another one. You know what I mean? It's nothing unique about what I just broke down right there. But if you can get my story, then that's mine. You know what I mean? But like if you just now introducing one of many to the world as a rapper, okay, I'm not that intrigued because I've heard it all, seen it all that's before. But if you can get like this backstory of the 24-hour production house, the partner with local businesses before you can purchase your own thing, in-house everything. If you can get those backstories and then you press play, it's like, oh, okay, the music is the soundtrack to his real life. You know what I mean? So that's why the documentary is important. And we named it the same thing as the CD because it's synonymous. You know what I mean? It's the same. We the way. This is the template. And not to be cocky, but it just needs to be done this way. You know what I mean? Like if everybody is focused on trying to get signed as a rapper to a record company, and that's not my intention, I already have a handicap I'm playing against because nobody's trying to stay local in their area. Nobody's trying to do that. Everybody want to be touring across the world. And so I have to be like this creative genius to create all these solutions to say, look, I did this right here. I stayed in my same city 12 months this year, didn't leave, basically was touring, but all mine was, either virtual or I partnered with businesses. And I made just the amount of money as you did, made just as amount of fans and streams as you did. So that's what I'm trying to create. It's like when you partner, you position yourself or other people position you. Because what bougie what Bougie Girl TV would say about one of many or less work mean way more than what I would say about it. Because I'm supposed to say good things about my brand. Right. But you, on the other hand, you're not obligated to say, man, we the way. Or I push play on that. Y'all should go get that. So if somebody else see it that really love you and trust everything that you say, they gonna go and do what you said. Right. So it's like that's what Less Work is about. We represent the resistance that come with doing something that nobody found cool, which was repping local. It's like local is the new global. Look local first. But when you get the backstory behind it, it's like, oh man, that's why they doing a documentary. Because it's gonna be hard for you to be able to just press play on the music and understand everything we saying. Why are we the way? Who else saying they the way? Who are you connected to? Who have you helped along the way? Why do you feel this way? Right? The music could be great, it could be gold, but I think it's about when the music turned off. Do your real life story match that? You know,
Yeah.
and that's what we doing. It ain't really like no thinking. It ain't overly planned. It's more about like this what we doing.
One thing I do like, global is the new local. So with everything you said, how does this, your presence and what you're doing, how does this impact your community? And what positive elements, because sometimes rap music and this and that, it has they can see it as negative, but it's not. But how has what you've done and being a black man, how has it impacted your community in a positive light?
And I ain't gonna fluff it up and say it's not. Some rap music is
Yeah,
negative,
that's
but
true.
some Hollywood movies are negative. Some TV shows are negative, but not all of them are. You know what I mean? Like I drop N bombs in my music. I drop P bombs in my music. I use profanity in my music. but it's with love. It's with intentions of redirecting somebody that may, you know, be going the wrong way. If I can speak your language, I'm gonna get your ear before I get your heart. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So if I can get your ear, I'm gonna get your heart. So I'm intentionally using their language to reach them. But I can, you know, change up my vocabulary, but then I lost them before I get their ear. And that's not what we're doing. So if you feel like my music is too negative to this, maybe it's just not for you.
Yeah.
You got to think of that too. You got to think like, I don't really, I care, but I don't really care if everybody love what we do, right? Because I know who I'm trying to reach. My music is directed to the forgotten fruit of the world, which is people that look like me, artists that rap but don't really have a platform. Or when we do get booked, people trying to pay us $25, $50 to come perform something we just took our whole life to create. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I represent. So if you don't understand it, you just don't know the life out when the music turned off. You don't understand that part of my life. You just hear, you just understand, or you reflecting off of what you heard on the sound recording. But when the music turned off, I go home. I got a reality I deal with. You know what I mean? I got family, I got phone calls, I got everything I gotta take on outside of your perspective of my music. You know what I mean? So that's just that. But as far as the community, I would say this. As an artist, it's your job to remain in front of your audience,
Mm.
right? So me as an artist, I'm always promoting. I always got high quality videos, high quality photos. In these local businesses and organizations, they see that and they say, man, who took your pictures? Oh man, who put that video together for you? Can you do that for me? So we turn our products into a service and then we partner with the community, right? So then we get positioned. Oh, these artists are not just artists, they're also resources. They can print your shirts, they can take your staff photos, they can make your company songs, whatever you need from this resource hub. As far as music and entertainment, I believe LessWork is the way to go. So that's what we've been able to give ourselves a staple with the community. I'm talking activists, I'm talking nonprofits, I'm
Yeah.
talking everybody that's somebody that look like me in this city of Madison. They know or heard of LessWork in some type of circle or square or triangle or wherever you operate in. So it's just like that's where I believe we had our greatest impact. And it give me my refuel. You know what I mean? Like outside of traditional going to work and getting jobs, and no disrespect to people that do because I come from it too. But like
Mhm.
if you can find an outlet to replace those things, it also give you like your legs, it give you your voice. You don't
It's
have to
life.
go alter your approach or your 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 voice, nothing for an amount of time to get a check at the end of the week or whenever you get paid. So this
Mhm.
keep you in your natural state, your full true self, true man, true woman state. If you don't have to switch up, the code term is code switching. It's like you don't have to do that.
Mhm.
If you can find yourself fortunate enough to get in that space, I think that's when you find out what your true interests are, what your real power is. Because with financial freedom, mental freedom, it just reveal who you really are. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna do more of what you really want to do. And we've been able to find success with our community, man. Like we're not rich, of course, no, but our goals are being met because we knew we wanted to partner before we could purchase. And what I mean by that is uh, we want to offer everything under our roof for ourselves first and then contract it out to the community so we can keep our lights on, right? And we don't have to filter our music. We can make music from the heart with love without saying like, man, I hope this go platinum. I really could use this 100,000. No, we made that already because we basically contracted out our talent and turned it to a service. So the music is just more like the update of what we've been up to. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. I love even explaining it. You're doing something right when you become a fan of your own self. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm like my biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that I be doing and saying and collaborating with people, man. Like I just be having to sit back, like, yeah, bro, you different. You know what I mean? Like you different. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing cocky. It's like you gotta be able to give yourself roses. Because if you waiting for validation all the time, you're gonna find yourself disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like we not doing that. So I don't, our community has positioned us to be able to basically say we are the way,
Mhm.
because it's not just music related when we say we the way. We want to create a template for local artists that rap. So if you look at the background, if you look at the CD cover, it's basically a globe. with a trail in it. You know what I mean? And it's some dead ends in there. There's some U-turns in there. So it's not meant to be perfect when we say we the way. It's not like a straight arrow way. It's like, no, we went through this, we went through this, we got stuck over here, we had success right here, we got knocked all the way back right here, but through it all, our face was forward. You know what I'm saying? And we kept going and we kept going. So the community allow us to say that because they keep calling on us. You know, hey, I need this. I need 1,000 shirts. I need 10,000 worth of this. It's like, see, they position us to be able to keep creating the soundtrack to our life, today's situation, to the world situation from right here. And all we want to do is encourage people to do it more. If we can encourage somebody to do it in Arizona, in New York, in Chicago, you know what I mean? Like, you know what, man, we the way. We finna in-house everything. And whatever we need, we gonna try to basically position under our roof. And how we gonna make money is we gonna basically turn it into a service to not just do it for us. We're gonna do it for our community. You know what I mean? And that's how we gonna contract out. And once we start seeing more and more of that happening locally in Madison, we just coin the term like, man, like if even if they don't acknowledge it, they'll still attempt to do it to see if it worked for them. And that's still good. You know what I mean? So I just look at it like we ain't lying when we say we do. I ain't lying when I say we the way, you know, because look at it. It's a solo project. My name one of many. It's a solo project titled We the Way. Who is this we I speak of? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go watch the documentary. You gotta press play on the music in order for you to get the we, because on the records it's just me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's real thoughtful, real thought provoking. I want people to always be thinking like, what was this about? What was he thinking with this? And then once they figure it out, or we give it to them in a way where it's not like smoke and mirrors, man, we got us a lifetime supporter.
Yes. So with that, I know when I started, in your bio you say you're an unorthodox rapper. Why do you label yourself as such?
Because again, most artists, they got like end goal intentions of getting record deals or some type of fame and stardom. That's not my aim. You know what I mean? Like I'm unorthodox because I put the service more before the product, which is me. I'm the product. I'm the artist. I rap. You know what I mean? I deal in music. But I also do all these things for other artists, other businesses, and other organizations. So it's like that's unorthodox in itself, because any successful person would tell you, master your one thing first before you move on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. Right? So I was doing it a backwards way. To be honest, I was doing it backwards. I was more so focusing on myself first before I was focusing on my service of others. So I think you got to create a service, especially in 2022. This is not an argument. I'm trying to give people some game. Like if you selling products, you lost already. If your product is not attached to a service, something that's residual, because anybody can sell something one time, but a service is something that's repeatedly needed. You know, even every house can be sold, but it need maintenance. You know what I mean? That's a service-based industry. So it's like at this point, we into services. I was dealing with like trying to sell my shirts, my products, not really pushing my music, because music is more than a service than I give it credit for. But like I was more so product pushing. I was pushing products. But then we turned around like, man, you know what I mean? Like we got high quality cameras. We shoot music videos. Man, we probably need to start trying to allow other people to use some of this stuff when we're not using it. You know what I mean? And that became way more successful. Like start doing partnerships with we got into a lot, man. Food industries, like this restaurant here in Madison called Kingdom Restaurant. We did this collaboration for audience sharing. We would do like parties inside their restaurant, where basically they had their customers still come, our audience would come too, but then it was like introducing our audience to their menu, and then their audience to basically how we turn up, how we engage, our products, our services, all under one roof. So it was like that locked into a relationship, just off just being, you know, I guess who we are in the community. You know, we'd go in, the owner would never let us pay for our food. He was like, man, what y'all be doing? You know what I mean? Like, y'all should do some of that here in our space. We got plenty of room. You can do that. So like that just turned into a relationship. And then in retail, as an artist, you're gonna need like fly clothes. You know what I mean? Like people gonna, you know, want to book you for interviews, live shows. You're gonna shoot music videos. You're gonna need clothes to wear. So we partnered with a clothing company here called Serious Clothing. It's not so much for live show appearances or interviews. Every time I'm on screen, I got to wear their clothes, but it's more like brand ambassadors or influencers or directing traffic to they Facebook, stuff like that. When we go and shop, we get a little more than we pay for. In return, we host a photo shoot and then we upload the photos, tag them in there. Use our audience to build instant trust that they got a good product over there. So if you look at your favorite rapper who's famous or rich, these are the things that they have. They got the best clothes on every time they on TV screen, but it's all sponsored. They have apparel deals where these companies pay them to put that on to influence people like you and I to go and buy it, right? So it's like and again, I credit school too, but it's just experience. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm wearing LessWork and artists are falling in love with my sound and my music and my message, I got a higher chance that they gonna go and buy LessWork clothes. But if I'm wearing a major brand, it's more likely that they gonna think, oh, okay, that's what my favorite rapper wear, so I'm gonna go and buy that too. But I don't, in return, get no investment dollars to keep giving them the music and the influence at a high level because my well ran dry because I made everybody else rich. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we are partnering with like the industries or the businesses or entrepreneurs in the industry of music right now. You know what I mean? Also in auto dealerships, we partner with he's a friend of mine too. His real name Allen, but his company is Steve Auto Sales, right here in Madison, Wisconsin. And every time we do anything, we basically got, I mean, like it's a golden ticket. I can call today, like, hey, I want to do an interview with my girl Bougie TV in the back of the Bentley. Is that okay? Oh yeah, pull up. It's nothing. Go crazy, right?
Oh,
But that's not because he needs something from me.
mm-hmm.
It's just he understand like local is the new global. I understand your audience gonna tap in. This can lead to instant trust for my business too. You know what I mean? Whether it don't lead to a purchase or not, attention is the new money. And the people that understand that, they tell us yes because they already know we're not attention seekers, but the things we do demand attention. Period. So and that's just for more so like the dealership partnership is for like music videos when you need to like have a fly car in your video, for photo shoots when you release a new product. These things are in return packaged into a subscription for local artists. I mean, I'm going to shoot a music video. I need a car. Oh man, I need some fly clothes. I need a food place, a restaurant or something that I can take my little video you dig with to this little place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. This is the package based off of everything you need. This is what it's gonna look like, and I'll see you in 30 days. Local is the new global. Like artists, we deserve that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what LessWork working towards. You know what I mean? Like long-term goal is offering all those things as treating local artists as if they are major. And it's gonna transfer over.
Yeah, I love it because you're able to do what you love with not thinking there's only one way to do it, to be a big mega star, and you can do what you love, make money and make a difference at the same time.
Yeah,
So I
man, it's
love.
important that we control our narrative. It's like
Mhm.
we're not waiting for TMZ to give us a write up to say One of Many is the best artist. Everybody should go follow him. And that it may be justified. It may even help my career.
Mhm.
But if me waiting for that, it's 1 in a billion chances that that will happen. But on the other hand, what we can do is we can start our own publication and we can write our own blogs. We can write our own newsletters and
Mhm.
we can cover ourselves as well as Bougie Girl TV, as well as anybody else operating in this industry. And we validate our contributions. We don't wait for other people who may not even reside in the areas where we live and deal with the things we have to deal with, but they speaking on our lifestyle, speaking on our culture when they just tourists. So at the end of the day, you should just control your narrative. And that's what LessWork represent. We represent that in pillars. There's 3 of them. So it's LWL, which is LessWork Lifestyle. But if you look at it, it's LessWork Lens, which is our photography, our media, LessWork Lyrics, which is our music, and LessWork Literature, which is our cover stories, our blogs, everything that allows people to get the update on what we got going on. But in a nutshell, again, these are everything. This is everything that artists would need to remain relevant in this industry. You need that camera on you. You need somewhere to record. and you're gonna need that literature to be able to write about your contributions all the time, right? And we just seen that early. Um, it's at stages right now where we become the plant, because we were the seeds. We were, being watered and watered and watered, and now
Mm-hmm.
we sprout, and people look to us to lead them. So when you become a leader, in a sense, you are the plant. You have to make sure you take care of what you say, do what you say, and prepare yourself to one day not be outdone or somebody what to say, beat the sensei, but just you got to pass the torch. You know what I mean? You have to pass the torch, and that's what we building something towards. But it shouldn't be with malice. You know what I mean? It should be with like smiles and excitement that it's finally here. Outside the music, man, look outside. You know what I mean? High rises getting built. There's businesses at the bottom. People don't have to leave their house. Excuse me. People don't have to leave their house. That's not a benefit to people who's not being adapted to what's going on. That's not going to be a benefit to people who's not investing, who's not being, like we would say, inclusive with 2020, which is everything is digital. If you look at COVID, Corona as a virus, that's what it is. But if you look at it like the transition of a new world, a new way of living,
Mm-hmm.
that's more so what it is. Because immediately when it happened, when everybody was locked in the house, we was doing this. We was on Zoom,
Yep.
StreamYard, we was everywhere digitally. But this stuff was already available before it became forced to use. But the virus made it clear that there is no other option. Everything is digital. So now we have solutions where companies like TikTok, Facebook, they create more solutions to keep you in the house, keep you on the internet, making videos, and basically monetizing them to keep you on a platform. So it's
Yeah.
like, if you don't see it, man, you're gonna be left behind. In any business, you're gonna need a digital solution. Period. Even if it's just a website, you're gonna need a
Yeah.
digital solution. I believe in the brick and mortar space to the end of me, but I got a soft spot for the internet. You know what I mean? Because I just know local is the new global. You know what I mean? Like, overhead of me running my business on the internet is way cheaper than me running my business in a brick and mortar paying rent every month.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm doing both, so I can speak to it. But I'm just saying, I know the benefits. I see my benefits.
And you reach people. Like example, you and I were in different states, so we didn't have internet, Zoom, all those things. We couldn't connect to get this information out. So
Okay. And that's really what I care about the most. Really like the backstory of sharing my story, because, like I said, this is what's gonna make people want to go and learn more about me. Just doing this more, talking and just sharing my perspectives. It's like, some people be like, man, that's way off. I don't agree with that. Or some people like, yeah, I agree with that. And that's really what I'm in it for. It's like, I'm not in it to be this super likable person, but I just
mm-hmm.
want to shed light on the things that I feel like need exposure, because nobody, I don't want to say nobody is a genius, but it's the genius is not limited to a select group of people. That's what I will say.
Oh, I
Um,
like that.
anything you have early exposure to, or you just focus a select amount of time doing, you'll become great at it. But I say early exposure because if my daughters are 8 years old and 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer, yoga, all those things since like birth. Some more so than others, but it becomes second nature that my children lead these things. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not that they're genius or they super smart. I exposed them early, so now they can do it and feel like real confident. So whether that's construction, whether that's STEM centers, doctors, lawyers, if we expose them to the literature, the actions, the environment early, people that didn't have that access as early, they would view them as geniuses, right? Without knowing the backstory. Oh wow, how can you speak to that so much? You don't even have a book open. Why? How do you know so much about this? But then, oh, you've been studying this since you were 2. Oh, okay, you're 25. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's not to say that you're not a genius, but I've kind of figured it out. You know what I mean? It's really more so about exposure. discipline play a role. But if you can expose the brain to something early and stick with it, you may be called a genius. But if you really look at it for what it is, it's just you was exposed to it for a certain amount of time that allowed you to basically speak the language of it. And that's what I do with music, apparel, business. It's not that I'm a genius. I got a bookshelf. I got the internet. I got friends. I got relationships. And this is what we do. We have these conversations where we'll be able to strengthen. When the cameras come on, you don't get the jitters like, oh man, I forgot everything I was thinking about. Because you were just thinking about it. You weren't really doing it. It's not your life. You know what I mean? But if it's your life, you'll be able to speak to it. I didn't prepare for this interview at all. I just been living. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm going to speak to what we've been doing. Our goal is to grow. I mean, we transparent. Everything I probably spoke on this interview is somewhere on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we just made it up. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and inshallah. And I hope my family support me as long as I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Because my mind made that this is what I'm doing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I actually have like kind of how I wrap things up a little bit is a little game. It's not really a game, but I ask some questions. And the first thing off the dome, pretty much. So let's do it. So what's your favorite word?
Love.
Love?
Love.
Oh, and I do want to say I do love your song "Love Is Love."
Okay, love is love. Thank you
Love
for
is
that.
love. I love it. What's your least favorite word?
Tank.
What is a song like your theme song that represents you, embodies you as a person?
The man.
And what sound or noise do you love? What was that?
My daughter voice.
Oh. What sound or noise do you hate?
Sound or noise do I hate? I hate awkward silence when words should be used.
I like that. This one is sun, moon, or stars, and why?
Uh,
And why?
because no matter the mood I'm in, no matter how dark it get, that thing somewhere always shining.
And what motivates you?
Um, Outside of myself, man, seeing things through. I'm motivated by seeing things in the end. Seeing the beginning in the end, I should say. If I can see the end in the beginning, I'm gonna be motivated to see it through. So I'm motivated by seeing it in the beginning.
So, what is your purpose?
Purpose is turning that light on for individuals who feel like enough is not enough. My purpose is speaking life when it's not cool to. My purpose is inspiring people to push forward and challenge themselves first, but also like be fearless in failure. My purpose is just to be a resource to this life, I would say.
I love it. So, my last part of this question, this game we're playing, what would you hope God would say to you? If there's a pearly gate, what would you hope for him to say to you when you arrived?
Well done. Um, I would want him to say, Lord have mercy.
Amen. That's all we can hope for. And I'm sure he will say that. So I have all your handles. You for social media, your You can be found on Facebook and Instagram. And then also, I have all the links where you can stream. You guys can get a hold of all of his music. The YouTube page. So make sure you subscribe to that. What else do you want everyone to know? Like a lasting thing you want everyone to know from this interview?
It's a lot, but I'm gonna keep it music because we titled this "We the Way." My debut project, "We the Way," is my first solo project, my first internet distributed product in music. It's available everywhere. It's 10 records, top to bottom, no skips. If you don't purchase it, just go push play on it. But if you do purchase it, it comes with a ticket to the concert in partnership with a local company here. And it's just more about remain dedicated to LessWork if you already are, because this is the beginning of something that probably won't ever end. But it's good to get in on it right now. So LessWork, we the way.
When is your concert?
We aiming for it for June. It was based off of our 125 hard copy CDs that we had pressed up. So everybody that basically make the purchase, well, that would be their ticket to basically gain access. And it's just like a way that we trying to be creative. We inspired by artists like Nipsey Hussle, Master P, Diddy, of course. So Jay-Z, individuals who did it that way, in-housed everything, went independent, and they basically put their value in a final presentation. And the people that respect them, the people that honor what they do, give them a head nod every time they see them. They don't care what the price is; they're gonna pay for it because they understand what you're trying to do.
Is your concert going to be streamed, or is it going to be a part of the documentary?
And so that's the thing. The documentary is going to be a forever going thing. We'll just release episodes, right? Because I feel like my favorite quote to use is "Write it down or you plan, and write your life." You know what I mean? So if you don't write it down, it's just a thought. It's not nothing serious you plan on reflecting back on. So the documentary is just gonna keep running, but we will stream the concert, but it'll be on our LessWork page because we basically monetized that just recently. So all our monetized subscribers will basically be able to enjoy the concert whether they bought a ticket or not. You know what I mean? That's just one of the ways that we're gonna get back to them, because local is the new global. The music should be enjoyed. It shouldn't always have a price tag on it, but it's just investment dollars. So anybody that give any bought CDs, tickets, whatever, apparel, those are investment dollars. Most of our stuff is always free. We run a $2 weekly raffle every Friday, where everything on our website, nothing is under $40, $50. Everything is pretty much up there, but you can win all that stuff for $2. So it's not about the money; it's just more about the message. We selling the message.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the comments I can see on my side. I want to just a Kiat Heart, Life Pal, Booking Bloodline left a comment, and Timmy Johnson left a comment. Also, someone you know, Patrick Giles, left a comment, and he wants you to do a poem.
Okay, is that cool?
Yes, I love it. Yes.
Okay. He didn't say which one, right? I'm looking at it
too. Do a poem.
So okay, this poem is named after me. It's called One of Many. And I'm gonna give you a backstory on it just a little bit. Yeah. I may do it all, I may not do it all. It's a very emotional poem, but I tend to like get brain farts because I'm aware of what I'm saying, and it get heavy. So that's why I be skipping. But it's called One of Many. Because a lot of reasons. I play a lot of roles. I'm Black in America. I know what I'm up against, the challenges. So this is all of me in words, one of many. But it's a crowd participation. So since it's just me and you, and in the comments, they probably already know what I'm about to say. But when I say I am, I need you to say, who are you? Okay? I am.
Who are you?
I am.
Who are you?
I am.
Who are you?
One of many who fit the description. There he is. One of many who saw, but can't quite say what I witnessed because I, like most of us, am not allowed to play the victim. And that's a fact. But now that the back of the monkey is broken and everyone's supposedly awoken, I gotta ask, what's the big deal? But no, I'm asking for real. Because if your solutions are only exclusive to those in collusion with your illusions, what's my freedom of speech really proving? But no, I'm asking for real, at least on behalf of those mass incarcerated in hopes of an appeal. Meanwhile, generating generational labor without hopes from any savior. To defeat these odds, it's going to take more than a warrior prayer. Yet again, I am.
Who are you?
I am.
Who are you?
One of many of the mean, attempting to fix what was intentionally broke to begin. So no, the laughs I get never severed my strength as I stride on a path with lights lit that heaven sent, guiding my lines and strokes and designs, only to reveal life and death are both divine. So no regrets, as I expect many to object when submitting to subjects of signing lines and cash and checks. See, there's a fine line of knowing, no matter the amount, you settle for less. See, that's the battle of life and self. And I suggest you do what's best for self. Because I am.
Who are you?
I am.
Who are you?
One of many with wise words who lie submerged in temptation of lies and urge. One of many denied of their worth, who refuse to roll over and die with this curse. If it's better you than me, well, you first. Yeah, here they come to judge us all, love us none. It's like a new religion. Everyone's possessed with it, including children. Am I the only one, or of the many, to resist the life of presenting material things on behalf of greed and women? No, that's not to diminish the feeling. But if there's a hole, those things won't fill it. So this from my heart, with real love, handle your business, for it will be one of the many of your surviving decisions. Life is learned once court is adjourned, and hindsight is 2020. Not to mention the year to journal. Imagine this. Two battles exist. Real life versus real life. Then you realize your life is the pick. So when the credits roll, leverage your loads in hopes of blessing those invested in your goals. See, the value of $1 next to gold is the equivalent of love spelled with X's and O's. Commitment is my strategy for single success, where strong enemies are disguised as less of a threat, because I is uncompromised in my role of reversing the genocide. But through affiliations, I become awakened, and for the most part forsaken, because most of our leaders have taken the bacon. I pass no judgment. Eat what you kill, reap what you sow, and pray as you will, for I am.
Who are you?
Nice to meet you.
Dope. Yes.
Thank you, cuz. Thank you for doing that too, cuz.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
I like
man, that felt good. What you think?
I loved it. It felt good. And I see
Cool.
participation, people saying, "Who are you?" in the chat. I love it.
Okay, cool.
I love it.
Oh, that's real love.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So I've been doing poetry for a while too. You know what I mean? My cousin Pat, he basically, we go back and forth, you know what I mean? And he definitely show love with it. So I appreciate him calling me out like that. I ain't have no intentions on doing poetry on here. That was dope. That was
super dope. And for you guys his cousin is Black Miss. I interviewed him a few weeks ago. Well, he was my last interview. So yes, so it runs in the family.
Oh, they kicking it in the chats. I see. Go crazy. That's love. That's love. But again, I do want to thank you for having me. Is there any other questions you got for me? I don't want to be rude.
Oh no worries. No, I have no more further questions. But everyone, please, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat, or just as you've been doing, sending good vibes. I do want to thank you for being my guest and sharing your knowledge with us, and that poem that just ended it all well. And,
all right. See if I can I do one more?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let me do one more. Let me pull out the vault right here. So we got peaceful people. We got bad guy, and we got great habits. So out of the name titles, peaceful people, bad guy, and great habits. So y'all gotta put in the comments which one y'all want me to do, or which one you want me to do.
The first person who put something in the comment, which one? Repeat them one more time.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with either peaceful people, bad guy, or great habits. Peaceful people, bad guy, great habits. That's what we going with. Let me see what they talking about. They going crazy. What you doing?
Let's see. I can't.
Oh, look at me. So whoever, so shout out K.I.L.O, my business partner. That's who under the Booking Brothers email. I know that because we share that. So that's
Oh,
K.I.L.O in
awesome.
there. Okay, peaceful people.
Yep,
Let's
someone wrote peaceful people.
yeah, no question. Peaceful people. All right, so I don't know, but this did make like international headlines. I think back in 2007, I want to say 2000, not 7, 2015, 2016. So one of those years. Tony Robinson, black male up here in Madison, Wisconsin, he was killed by the police. And this was more so like me being an artist and having my beliefs of like an activist in music. This was my version of marching. This was my version of speaking out on my platform, which was using my voice as an artist. So I titled it "Peaceful People." It was released on our project. I want to say "Watch Your Toes," and it was our first project we put out. So it's just like everything else I do. It's like a backstory behind it. Less work, you think it's lazy. Peaceful people, you think it's just all peace. But by the end of it, you'll see why it's not so okay to be so peaceful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I say peaceful people, I need you to say aren't as equal, like are not as equal, but it's aren't as equal. So
Aren't as equal.
peaceful people,
Aren't as equal.
peaceful people,
Aren't as equal.
as those with actions that are evil. Death falls on deaf ears until life is lost by someone whose skin isn't dark as our peers. I said peaceful people,
Aren't as equal.
peaceful people,
Aren't as equal.
as those with actions that are evil. Death falls on deaf ears until life is lost by someone whose skin isn't dark as our peers. But still, Black Lives Matter. Mourn over death the moment you left, consider yourself blessed. See, we laugh at birth and we cry at death. If I could choose the day to die, it'd be the same day I was born. Wrapped in a womb so warm, but delivered to a world so cold. See, my prophecy is probably less promising, speaking to those who witness growth of a concrete rose. So I ask, can I live? Bodies dropping from the color of skin. Officer, my hands up. Don't shoot. Because if that's the way we dying, it really ain't no hope for the youth. I said peaceful people.
Aren't as equal.
Peaceful people.
Aren't as equal.
It's those with actions that are evil. Death falls on deaf ears until life is lost by someone whose skin isn't dark as our peers. But still, Black Lives Matter. Mourn over death the moment you left, consider yourself blessed. See, we laugh at birth and cry at death. If our days are numbered, let's count what's left. One day you here, same day you gone. If I can choose the day to die, it'd be the same day I was born. Wrapped in a womb so warm, but delivered to a world so cold. See, my prophecy is permanently less promising, speaking to those who witness growth of a concrete rose. I ask you, can I live? Bodies dropping from the color of skin. Officer, my hands up. Don't shoot. Because if that's the way we die, it really ain't no hope for the youth. Peaceful people.
Aren't as equal.
That's a fact. That's peaceful people. All right, so I'm gonna give you one more before I get up out of here. Because peaceful people just got me in my little light bulb moment. I'm gonna do bad guy. And
Do that
again,
one. And I was thinking that too. When I was gonna pick bad guy.
why though? Why though? Why though?
I don't know, because I think the bad guy gets a bad rep. Sometimes we need the bad guy.
You get it. You get it. You get it. That's exactly what this is about. All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. It's no crowd participation. It just ears is needed. So, bad guy. Only God can judge me, but the guy in front of me slammed the gavel right before he judged me. Is it a contradiction or exhibition? Them versus us, or me against the world. One man, one girl, one body, one life. I am one of many. Word is bond, and I've said plenty. Modern day slaves. Win, lose, or draw. I ain't going out like that. It's a bloodline thing. It's skin deeper than my tattoos. They ask, who is it? Wise words from anonymous authors. I mean, Who else would have thought this? We would grow to be kings and queens from childhoods that was fatherless. Bad guy. But how could I blame you? Do what you see, and oh yeah, I see what you do. So go ahead, do you. One life to live, and them for damn sure living with you. If you love your hug your, cause when he gone, it's too late to say I miss you. You see, thug life got you neglecting your love life and treating it like a stain to be the reason you lose your man. Bad guy. You know, two wrongs don't make a right, but it's the way that we cope. Yeah, that's the way that we cope. Mm. Tell me this though. Is it love or is it long? Truth is, we're both wrong, but need to take the blame for our wrong. Man up or move on. Be an honest woman or be alone. It's a choice. Nothing's forced. And it's the life I chose. If it's a gamble, let the dice roll. See, you may not condone the life I lead, but mirror your flaws before you judge me. Who am I? The bad guy. In the same breath, tell me who's perfect. Not a soul on God's earth is. Love, life, and the pursuit of happiness. We're all worth it. Tell them I said that. The bad guy, your kid's role model. Now that I have their ears, their hearts will follow. No worries on this side, because we where they should be with the bad guys. Until next time, thank you.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Please hit that like button. So subscribe, share this episode, specifically share this episode on your page. You guys, sharing helps. You watched, you hear, but share it on your pages. This episode. You can also listen to this episode. It will be uploaded on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Just give me a little time to upload it after this broadcast. So until next time, you guys, peace and blessings. And thank you again for joining us.